This is a warning to all living mortals that on the 13th of December, Moose will release 13 of the most terrifying interviews of horror unto the world.
That's right, 13 brand new episodes in the month of December, leading up to our season premiere. And until then, Horror Hounds, mash on.
Hey everybody, it's CJ Graham, Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, Part 6, and you're listening to Moose's Monster Mash.
You're listening to Moose's Monster Mash.
Welcome, Horror Hounds, to another Friday the 13th special. This is Moose's Monster Mash. I'm your host, Moose. And this is going to be a slightly different Friday the 13th special. I'm not going through the franchise. We are going to be talking about an upcoming fan film. So let's bring out the writer, director, and producer of Friday the 13th Blood Loss, Anthony Caimano. Anthony, how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Fantastic. So, just right out of the gate, since this is a Friday the 13th special and you're doing a Friday the 13th film, what grabs you the most about the Friday the 13th franchise? What's your favorite part?
The kill scenes. It's always been fun for me. I just watched Freddy versus Jason last night. They have a lot of cool kill scenes in that one.
Hell yeah. So let's get into yours. You're making your own movie. They always, Friday the 13th is probably one of the most criticized franchises around. And what's funny is over the years, you always hear, well, if you think you can do it better, do it. And people are. And, you're one of those people that are just making your own damn movie. And so how did that all start?
Well, I was actually going to make a different film, and that kind of fell through, and I had to find something to do to keep myself busy. And a friend of mine was actually wanted to do a Halloween fan film, and a friend of mine kind of beat me to it, and he did such a great job. I was like, ooh, maybe I'll do something different. He hadn't touched Friday yet, so I thought maybe I'd give that a shot.
So what's kind of the story with Friday the 13th Blood Loss? Like, without giving too much away, obviously, because,
Sure.
we want to keep something in the chamber, but...
So a new investor is taking over the camp, and he wants to get it reopened for new campers for summertime. So he hires a group to come in and help him get things back up to speed. And then, spoiler alert, people start dying on the in the campground, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And it may or may not be Jason running around killing people. And that's kind of the gist of it. The movie's honestly, it's about grieving and like losing people that are close to you. So that's where the name Blood Loss comes from.
Well, like, as you were, as you mentioned, as you did the spoiler alert, I was like, there's a fun Friday the 13th film. Someone takes over the camp, and it's a successful camp, and everyone lives happily ever after. No death, no anything. It'd suck as a horror film, but
Right.
There's a plot twist nobody would expect.
Yeah.
So you go into filming just a couple days after this airs. What's your filming schedule look like? How many days do you have blocked out to film?
Well, we're not filming the entire movie at once. Right now, we're getting all the big scenes at the campground. So it would take us about, I believe we have 6 days total to get that stuff done, and then we have to go back and film additional scenes, probably another 4 or 5 days to get those done. And then kind of reassess everything at that point and figure out if we need reshoots or pick up shots or whatever we have to do. But that's what we're looking at.
Nice. I was say because since you're doing this up in New York, you're sitting in about the same weather pattern that I'm in the Midwest, so winter's coming and it's going to come quick. So it's going to be Camp Crystal Lake, Jason on ice. So
right, yeah, we have to figure that out and move quickly. Some of the scenes are indoors, so we wouldn't necessarily need to film it right away, so we could kind of put it off. It wouldn't seem like it was winter time or anything, but as far as the outdoor scenes, we're trying to get those done as soon as possible. The weather is unpredictable. It's sunny and shiny out one day, and then it's gloomy and raining the next day, and we have to kind of get it done before all the leaves completely change on us or fall off trees and stuff. So yeah, we're on a tight schedule, but I think we're gonna make it just in time.
We've hit that bipolar time of the year where yesterday was 70 and sunny, and today it's cloudy and rainy and like 50.
Right.
Enough about the weather. When you were looking at casting this, did you have a cast in mind, or was it just kind of like an open casting call and then you just were just blown away with like the outcome?
I didn't have a cast in mind at all. It was originally only meant to be a 15-minute short film, and we found some actors to do it and raised some money through Indiegogo and started getting more attention. And then I kind of said, oh, let's make it a 30-minute film. And then it was like, oh, you know what? Let's just make it a full-length film. And lots changed over the past year of, of putting it together. We got funding to do the full-length film. We tried some different cast members. Some of them, just naturally have things that come up and they have to bow out, work things or stuff with their family or whatever happens. So with it being an independent film and a fan film, it's kind of difficult to hold on to a cast for that long without something popping up. A lot of the people actually join through Indiegogo. So we create perks to raise money, such as appear in a scene. At one point, we had appear as Jason. You could have been Jason in the movie for a couple kill scenes. That was a perk that we had. So a lot of people just joined through Indiegogo, and it was kind of killing two birds with one stone. We got to raise money to get the film made, and we got cast at the same time. And then we did put out casting calls. We go through auditions all the time. I mean, we get audition videos like crazy. I've seen a million Blair Witch monologues and Wizard of Oz and all kinds of things. So, we go through. Well, we tried Facebook, and we found some people through Facebook that kind of led us to others, but we've had way more success on Backstage. We put out casting calls, and you get people that are a bit more professional and not so into drama and just easier to work with in general. So we get a lot of responses through that. I put out a call and we had, over 1,000 applications almost, within a couple days. So
that's awesome. And, you mentioned, it's hard to keep people locked in for a year. I've been following this, the growth of this film for about a year now. And watching it grow from that, proposed short to the mid-length film short to now the feature film. It's been fun to watch, and the fan support has been really heartwarming to watch as well. I mean, you definitely have a very solid fan base before the movie even comes out. So that's promising for the back end. So you must be doing something right.
I'm trying, with it being a fan film, there are so many Jason Voorhees fans out there. There's always going to be people that just don't like my version of Jason or the story or the movie, and that's something I knew going into it. We released a poster and we got some negative feedback about Jason's gloves. A lot of people just don't like the gloves I used or just the jacket or whatever, and I'm fine with it. They say don't use those gloves, and I'm like, I tried to take them away from Jason. He wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me have them back. Um, but yeah, there's definitely I'm fortunate enough to have support going into it, and I'm sure we'll find more fans along the way. Some people might give it a shot. It's not their thing, and that's completely fine. And then we'll have other people that see it, and it's maybe they enjoy what we're making, and that's great too. But I appreciate everyone at least giving it a shot, checking it out.
Well, and at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. You're making something that you like, you're putting it out there, and you hope others like it too. If they don't, okay, maybe it wasn't for them, but so be it. Right. Everything doesn't have to be for everyone.
Right.
As long as at the end of the day, you're happy with what you put out.
Yep. Yeah. It's been a journey, but we're getting to the exciting part. We have a lot of like hard work ahead with the filming, being able to do it all in such a short amount of time, and we have a lot of kills planned for it and stuff that we have to make sure look right. They're not cheesy and corny looking. So we do have a solid amount of work ahead of us, but so far so good. We've had hiccups early on while trying to raise money, but everything's been good for a long time now. So
before we dive into cast, I am curious, are you gonna throw in any like Friday the 13th Easter eggs, do a little fan service for the eagle-eyed viewer? I'm not saying tell us what it is, just because that would kind of blow the moment. But
yeah, there might be some stuff in there. We've talked about a couple different things. I don't know for sure what we'll end up doing once we get there, in all honesty, with some of that, just because I don't know if we'll be able to pull some of the stuff off that we wanted to with with the kind of budget that we have. And we're the people, we have a small crew, so everybody involved is wearing multiple hats. So I might be directing, but then I'm operating the camera, and then I turn around and I'm helping with makeup, and then I come back and I'm setting up a scene and doing lighting and doing something with audio at some point. So it's kind of tough. We have a lot to do with a small crew in a short window, but if we can manage to do some fun stuff, we'll definitely do it. It's not like we haven't thought about certain things. We considered maybe having somebody jump out of a lake and grab somebody off a boat or something. We considered those things, but it's just a matter of what we're able to pull off while we're there, and getting some of those other like bigger scenes right. I just thought would be more important to get the bigger kill scenes done, and acting and giving actors, again, a lot of people join through. We have some experienced actors, don't get me wrong, but we also have people that just join through Indiegogo. It's a bucket list thing. They've never done anything like this before. They might be nervous, so I have to make time to give them a couple takes or a few takes to get it right. So I'd rather just work with them and make sure their stuff is good, and then at the end, if we can fit it in some fun extra stuff, little stuff, we'll do it. But
no, it's awesome. I think that's definitely the right approach to take. Focus more on the product itself than fan service. I mean, don't get me wrong, fan service is cool, and if you can throw it in, throw it in. But ultimately, the goal here is to put out your project and your movie, and yeah, that's where the focus should be. Why don't you tell the listeners who you have for cast?
So we have AJ Stone as Jason Voorhees. AJ was Leatherface for the Texas Chainsaw 3D promotional material and additional scenes. So he's on the cover of the Texas Chainsaw 3D, DVD, and Blu-ray. He was on the billboards and all the promotional stuff for it. And then, of course, Dan Yeager was also in the movie as Leatherface, just not to be confused with Dan. And then we have Beatrice Boepple. She is Pamela Voorhees in Blood Loss. She was Amanda Kruger in the Nightmare on Elm Street
She
franchise.
can't get away from playing evil moms.
Yeah, next we're casting her in she's going to be a mom in Halloween. She's going to be Michael's mom. And the next we're going to do a Leprechaun spinoff. She's going to be the Leprechaun's mom.
I love it.
Yeah, so Pamela in this one actually have Pamela has her own buck knife. I had a custom knife made for the film, so that's just like a small thing I'm excited for. I get excited for the small like props and things.
Oh yeah.
So that's she's in it. Ari Lehman, he's the original Jason Voorhees. He'll make an appearance in it. We have Lisa Graziano is in a major role. She's independent actress that's appeared in a handful of films. She has her own studio and things. She teaches acting and dance and that sort of stuff. Chloe Robin, CJ Robles, he was in Critters, All You Can Eat, and Desert Fiends, and a bunch of other. It's hard to keep track of all their movies at this point.
Yeah, it's quite a list.
Yeah, Clifton Taylor is filming Neon Fear right now. That's another Friday the 13th fan film where there's like AI Jason Voorhees, and I think there's a bunch of them, and they're fighting the real Jason and stuff. So he's filming that, and then he's going right from there to our set to film Blood Loss. We have Sarah Jillian. She was in Desert Fiends. Gosh, I lose track of everybody. Tracy Pritt is in it. Lucille Lauren's in it. Dalton Gardner's in it. We have a huge cast, and it just keeps changing. I think total, I believe we have over 70 cast members between the main cast, people that are coming on and doing like quick kill scenes, remote actors, people that are filming remotely from home. So we'll have news sequence for people who can film themselves at home, and we add that to the movie. That's one of the perks that we offered. There's just so much. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all of it.
That's why it's, I was gonna ask individually, then I was looking at the list. I was like, no, we can't.
Yeah, there's Victor Trapoto, Alana Trapoto. They were in Axe to Grind. There's Josh Racine and Joshua Racine. They're making their debut here. There's Kevin Donahoe, Joseph Richmond. The list just keeps going and going. So
yeah, if you're familiar with a lot of the independent films, there's a lot of familiar faces in this movie.
Yeah, there's Mark Francis. He was in a couple scenes in Babylon. He was in Wayne's World 2. He was in Killers of the Flower Moon that's coming out in a couple scenes. He played guitar for Whitesnake and Alice Cooper for a short time, like filled in for them. Then he had his own band called Cottonmouth, and he's a pretty interesting guy. So he'll be in the movie. A lot of people. He was in Mutilator 2 that's coming out. So yeah. Mutilator was an old slasher film. They just made the sequel to it, so just giving them a shout out for that.
When the Mutilator 2 announcement dropped, as probably one of the highlights of my last couple years for like sequels. It's like, yeah, finally, and that's another one of those movies that is going to have an all-star cast. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Mark Francis is in that. Bud Cooper was supportive of the campaign early on, so I'm just giving them a shout out. Shout out to those guys. Carl Grasso was on a show I used to do, so we got to talk to him a bit about the movie and stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited for it too.
And speaking of, you had a hell of a campaign.
Yeah, thanks so much. We started off with nothing, and we just kept kept grinding. I mean, we were constantly changing graphics, uploading new graphics, things you might have saw once, and then they were gone, and then we tried something different and saw if that worked, and then oh, that was okay. Let's do more of the stuff that works, less of the stuff that doesn't work. Short video clips. We had the actors make videos promoting the film, constantly changing perks and updating perks and trying to add more value to them for the backers, giving affordable upgrades, affordable producer credits. We ran a lot of deals, sent out secret perks to people that backed the campaign. Offered autographed items from all those actors, so you could still get a Freddy Krueger action figure autographed by Beatrice Boepple. As of now, I think there are 4 left. So if you guys are watching this, check it out. They might still be there.
She's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, yeah, she'll be with us this week. Maybe I shouldn't say what day, but she'll be with us.
Don't say what day. You'll get you'll get flooded.
Yeah, she'll be with us somewhere at some point to film her scenes, and we'll get some stuff sent out to those people that back the campaign soon. So yeah, I don't know if you had any questions about the campaign, 'cause sometimes people are just starting their campaigns, or they're interested in doing it and don't know where to start or how to get the ball rolling. So
Well, what I really liked about your campaign, and you brought it up, was you kept changing things. And where we find ourselves, like, as fans and potential backers, is you get overwhelmed with campaigns, and after a while everything looks the same. Everything feels the same. The associate producer perk, the thank you credit perk, a lot of the perks are the same, and ultimately they're going to be the same. There's only so many perks a movie can offer. What ultimately you did was treat it like a job and a living thing, and you changed it, you modified it, and I think that's what led to the success. It wasn't just put it out there and hope for the best. It was, oh, this is working, cool, we'll capitalize on this a little bit more, pull back on this. And I think a lot of other filmmakers and just people in general who want to run an Indiegogo campaign can learn a lot from that model, in that this isn't something you can just put out and say, essentially, please give me your money, let's do this. This is a give and take scenario, and you guys killed it.
Thank you. Yeah. So one thing I guess I should have mentioned that we do differently from anyone else is, once you back the campaign, we create a list. So say 100 people donate to the campaign. We get all of the names on a list, then we put them in. It's not near me right now, but we have a skull. It's a bowl, and we put all the names in the skull, and then we do live raffles. So you donate, you get whatever, say you donated toward a Blu-ray, you're still getting that. So you get what you pay for. Plus, we do these raffle nights, and we draw names and we give stuff away for free. So we ended up giving away probably thousands of dollars worth of perks at this point, from autographed action figures, ghost face masks, mini globes, lanyards, shirts, hats, DVDs, dog toys. I can't remember everything because we've given away so much stuff, and we are constantly trying to, like you said, you can get an associate producer credit from this campaign and this campaign and this campaign, and it's all kind of the same, kind of within the same price range and things, and you're like, oh, which one do I want, or do I even want any of them? Well, this was kind of a way to do things differently. So now you can be a part of this campaign with familiar names attached to the campaign, like Ari Lehman and Beatrice Boepple and AJ Stone, and you get a T-shirt and a Blu-ray, which some campaigns offer, others don't. And we're going to put your name in this raffle, and you can win more stuff for free. And it's not just once. We've done 3 live raffles so far, and we're going to do more. So if you donated early on, you got put into 3 raffles. You probably won something, because we don't just give away 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 or 20 prizes. The last time we gave away 43 prizes. There isn't a campaign out there that gives away a free prize or a free DVD to their backers.
43 prizes. My name never came out of that damn bowl.
Yeah, well, the list is we have 3 lists, and they're still up there. So the first one was 17 prizes. The second one was, I believe, 41 or 42, and the past one was 43. And then, we have more coming up, so it can be pulled at that point or whatever. Your name might be on one of those lists, and you just don't realize
right.
it. So
what
we do is,
and I don't mean to cut you off, and I do want to touch back into this, but
yeah, go ahead.
You've made an event. It's not just fundraising. You created a fundraising event, and that is the key. This is, like I said a little bit ago, this isn't just, here, give me money. This is, here, give us your money, put your trust in us. And because ultimately on our end, that's what we're doing. We're putting our trust in you guys to produce a solid product. And in the environment that you've created for this, that environment goes a long way, because it's interactive, it's engaging, it's more personable.
Yeah, that's another thing that I do differently from a lot of campaigns, is that I talk to people. People will donate to the campaign and then send me a private message and ask me questions, and I respond to them. How crazy is that?
Right.
A lot of people just don't do it. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't do it, but they don't. And people will donate to other people's campaigns for, say, a thank you credit on IMDb, and then send those people a message, hey, I donated, can you add my credit to my profile, which takes 2 seconds, and they won't respond to them. So then they send me a message and they say, hey, I donated to this other person's campaign, and I just bought a thank you credit, and they haven't added it to my profile. Can you do it? And I have to use my better judgment, because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. But a lot of times, I just look into it and I'm like, hey, you know what? If it's not supposed to be there, they could take it off, or I could take it off, or whatever. But yeah, I'll go in and try to help people and get their credits added, and it's not even my campaign. So I mean, I don't know why they can't just do more to just be in communication with the backers, or at least be available. I respond to 99% of the messages I get, and it might take me a day sometimes. I look at the message, I'm in the middle of something, I forget to respond, but then I go back, find it, and respond, where these other people just don't respond to anybody, and they don't put out information. We're constantly posting on Facebook. A lot of our backers are there on Facebook. They get to see all this stuff. Then we do campaign updates through Indiegogo. Then we send out emails. Then I send out text messages. So I'm always talking to people. And it becomes something where, I think people feel like we're friends before they get to meet me, because I've spent so much time talking to them and going over things. And, they need a discount or something on a perk, because they want the perk, but they don't have enough money, or maybe they donated to a bunch of perks, and so they're just asking if they can have some sort of discount. I always work that out with them.
Yeah.
So I always try to help people and make it work.
Well, and I think now Facebook has changed a lot over the years, and some good, some bad, but I think one of the biggest changes they made that has really helped is when, like, the Facebook groups got the group chat option, because the blood loss group chat is always buzzing. I mean, that community is a very vocal community, and you're right. It's a community of friends. Most of them, I'm pretty sure, never met each other, but we're all friends. I mean, it's insane, just to watch this organically evolve from what could be just I'm going to make a movie to, like I said, this experience of everyone feels involved at some level. It's for me, it's fun to watch, and it makes you feel like you're part of something, and that just makes you feel good.
Right. Yeah. So it's something that's difficult to get, or can be difficult to get, and easy to lose. So it's sort of about maintaining that trust and that relationship with the backers. And so for us, we're constantly sending out prizes and perks, people that donate to the campaign. Indiegogo makes you wait at least 10 days before you can ship things out. Some things are print on demand, or maybe I'm waiting on a bulk order of stuff to come in before it can get shipped out. And so sometimes people might be wondering, hey, like, is my t-shirt coming? So I have to be in communication, and hey, I'm just, I ordered a bunch of them, and they had to go out the door right away, and now we have more coming in. As soon as it gets here, I'll make sure I have your size put aside for you, and I'll get it sent out as soon as it gets here, or whatever the case. But it's something where talking to people and just being in communication and letting them know what's going on is helpful. So we have these raffle nights where we send stuff out, and then I think people don't know what to expect. If you're in the U.S., it's completely free. So we did a sidestepper for the last one. I still have a few left to ship out. We shipped most of them out. We have a few left, but the sidestepper, for example, is, I think it's like 30. It was like $32. So I had to buy that sidestepper. I had to go buy a box for it, spend time putting it together, then bring it to the post office. Then I pay for the shipping, and it costs the you guys nothing. So it's about building relationships and keeping up with things and delivering on promises and that sort of thing. So there are people out there that, there's always hate. There's a strong community of people in the independent film scene, but there's also always going to be some haters, so there have been people that have said, I don't think they send out perks or something, but then you have all these people that are posting images of their perks in the group page saying, like, look, I just got my shirt today, just got my hat, just got my mug, just got my so it's kind of all that stuff is important. If you're not keeping up with it, if you're not sending stuff out, then it's definitely going to bite you in the butt. And we stay on top of all that stuff. We have everything's organized on Indiegogo, and then I have things set aside for people. I know I'm going to see people on set, and I have DVDs set aside and mini globes to give them and stuff. And this was all free stuff that they won through raffle night. But yeah, nice. It's about just maintaining trust and being a part of this thing together. It's not just my thing, or not just myself with the actors, but it's about the people that maybe didn't have money to donate, but they shared a link for us, or they watch our status and they click like on our posts.
And public promotion goes a long way. You have to get the word out, and ultimately Facebook has become like the biggest street team any sort of promoter could have. I mean, you have people in different states that once they like what you're putting out, they will spread the word for you. And again, that's just a cool avenue to be able to latch onto. It does take some of the stress off of you, but at the same time, it goes back to, you have to keep that trust up, because you have these people putting in their man hours to share their belief in you. So ultimately, the end result has to be something,
Right.
So it's, over the years of doing this, I've learned that the independent scene is such a double-edged sword. It's so nice to see the crowd support and the especially in the horror community, see everyone rally around and everything, but it could turn on a dime, and over little things, and it's so weird, but
yeah,
ultimately, you guys are all out doing what you love, what you want to do, and hell, who could ask for anything better?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot we should be able to complain about. And Indiegogo is really about supporting those films. So, I mean, anyone could go out with an iPhone and film their friends in a Jason mask in the backyard if they wanted to. But the backers are what make it what it is. You know, the higher end thing with the sort of quality that we want to get out of making the film. So without those backers, it's not as easy. It's doable, but it's just not as easy or fun.
So do you think there's going to be a finishing funds campaign, or did you get enough on the first round?
Right now, this current campaign is in demand, so we can just continue to raise those finishing funds through the current campaign. Indiegogo would keep that active as long as people are interested. So we will need a little more to kind of do the stuff that we want to do with it. So we'll keep it active. We'll keep updating perks. People can still join as a producer, you know, until the movie's released. So if anyone out there is watching and wants to join on, we have affordable producer credits. If anyone needs a break on something, just reach out, you know, work something out with you. I've done payments on those, like installments on perks as well.
Wow.
So yeah, that's something I don't think anyone does. You know, if you want like the associate producer bundle right now today comes with a credit, t-shirt, Blu-ray, and it's $2.99. So say you want to get that bundle and you only have, you know, $150 to put towards it. You can put the $150 towards it, and then in a couple of weeks when you get the rest of the money, just let me know. We'll create a perk, and then you can put the other $150 towards it, and then there you go. You're all set. You got the credit and the Blu-ray and the T-shirt, and you're all set.
That's awesome.
And then you can tell people you produced the movie.
So. No, that's amazing. So, what do you think the turnaround time on this is going to be? You looking at probably next October for release, or?
I'm still, you know, I think it'd be fun to put it out in summer, but we'll see. Maybe it will be next October. I don't think it's going to take a super long time. I'm doing a lot of that stuff myself. So I actually write music and stuff too. I have some songs coming out in some other movies and things. So I can score a lot of the film and edit the footage and everything. So I don't need to rely on other people so much to get it done. I can kind of do it and to a point where I'll be happy with it. So it's just a matter of getting all the footage from the remote actors, taking the time to color grade the footage, making sure the audio is right, and just technical things with the post-production. But I don't think it'll take as long as people are expecting. You know, we're going into we'll be in November soon. By that point, either done filming on set or close to it. And then winter's here. We'll raise a few extra dollars for post, and then maybe get the film out by summertime. So it'll be out before people know it.
It's awesome. So before we wrap this up, is there a projected kill that you're really excited about that you could tell us about? Not who it is, but what it is.
Right. There is one where there's a couple with a lot of projected blood. There's a lot of blood that kind of shoots out. It's not, you know, we have somewhere just kind of oozing and things, but then there are others where the blood's flying out. So that's been something where I thought, like, you know, how can we make it a little bit more than what people are expecting? And I came up with these ideas for, okay, some of the blood might be oozing out, some might spray out, but then there's a couple scenes where I want the blood to really with force fly out of the person. So that's what I've been working on.
Well, I mean, in a movie called Blood Loss, it can't just be a trickle. I mean, there should be a lot of blood.
Yeah. I had a lot of blood prepared, And then yesterday I went out and got an extra bucket of stuff so that we can just bring even. I'm like, nope, not enough. We need more blood.
We need more blood over here. Come on.
Yeah. So and I mean, we have all different kinds of bloods. We have stage blood, then we have homemade blood, then we have some bloods darker, then some blood stickier, and it's all different stuff. You know, some blood has chocolate in it, some blood has different food coloring in it, some blood has hair gel in it, some blood has cotton balls in it to make it like if you hold up your hand, it looks like it's stuck, like it's pulling apart between your fingers kind of thing. Or some of it's just all different textures and colors and things for the machete wounds. There's I think we have like 5 or 6 different types of blood to use. So
what you should do is, before you start filming with it all, do a quick short video of the different types of blood and just this big like compilation shot, because I think that'd be pretty cool. It's like, look at all the blood, and at the end of it, all the empty buckets.
Yeah. And who knows, you know, we still have a couple days. We might end up at a store getting more buckets or something.
Buckets and buckets of blood.
So, yeah, or we might get to set and be like, man, we used all that stuff today on this one. You know, we need more. Let's go get more.
Late night blood mixing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Without spoiling it, there's some scenes where the blood really shoots out of the person in a couple different scenes. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, that's exciting! I can't wait. So, where can listeners keep up with you on this project and future projects?
Facebook's the easiest place you can get a hold of me. Some people say that they try to send me emails, they can't get through. I respond to all the emails that get sent in. For the most part, I at least read them and try to get back to as many of them as possible. Some are applications or follow-ups or things that I've already answered, so it's kind of tough to get back to them over and over on the same thing. But for the most part, I'm pretty responsive there. But they can always find me on Facebook. It's easy to get a hold of me there. I'm always online, responding to messages, comments, doing live videos, and giving away free stuff to people. Or you can follow the campaign on Indiegogo. Just look for Friday the 13th Blood Loss, and it'll pop up, and you can keep track of our perks and stuff there. We're on Instagram too. It's Friday the 13th Blood Loss, but I'm not as active on Instagram. I'm there, but I'm just not as active as Facebook.
And listeners, I will put all of those links in the episode descriptions. You should go give them a follow. Definitely go over to the Indiegogo, and if you haven't supported it, support it. And as for me, you can find me and other great podcasters over at electronicmediacollective.com, or if you're just looking for me, head over to Facebook, Twitter, and now YouTube at Moose Media Inc. Just look for the Moose. Anthony, this has been fun. I can't wait for the movie to come out.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, absolutely.
I appreciate it.
And like I said, I've been watching this, grow from, like you said, that short to now a feature film for the last year. So this has been on my list for a while to sit down and finally talk about. And as you're getting closer to filming, it's like, okay, let's work on something, And what better way to spend Friday the 13th than talking about Friday the 13th?
Right.
So I will definitely have you on again and get an update on the film, either when it's closer to being released or after it's been released, and we could deep dive it. Cool. So look forward to having you back. And listeners, since it is Friday the 13th, remember, no sex, no drugs, and stay out of the woods. Until next time, Horror Hounds, mash on.
This has been Moose's Monster Mash. Come back for more chills and thrills if you dare.